We're Matt and Leanne Jennings. We have 4 daughters, and we started going to St. Benedict Parish during COVID around 2020 when we watched online. And then when the church opened up, we made the decision to come and be parishioners full-time here at the parish.
Our kids are involved in the kids ministry, and we really enjoyed becoming leaders in that and helping support that ministry. My wife's also in a life group on Sunday nights, so we get to share our faith in that way too, and so it's wonderful to be a part of a parish that has so many things going on. When Father Simon first asked me and Leanne if we'd share a little bit about why we give and what impact that has on us, it made me kind of think about the way that I look at money. When I was much younger, in kind of my early childhood years, we really didn't have much. And I can remember kind of finding coins on the ground and saving up money to buy my lunch at the cafeteria. And so when I first thought about like, what is it like now that I get to give to the parish, and how's that kind of changed, I realized that while it's really important to think about all of the impact that the money that St. Benedict's gets and receives and then gives back to the community and is able to use to run all the various ministries, it really is about how it's changed me. When I give, that it's not about what that impact has to the other people, but how God is changing my heart. And to not think about like, how can I save as much money as possible, but really what can that money do? And so, we've been able to fortunately increase our giving over time, but it really reminds me of how much we're put on this earth to help others. And that's what we get to do by giving to St. Benedict's, to its mission and to helping spread God's love in the world.
I think it's really important too that we serve in the church and we attend St. Benedict's intentionally. Many people know that we travel about an hour to come to church every week because we really believe in the mission of St. Benedict Parish to build missionary disciples, to have a church that's explosively alive. And so part of our giving is to St. Benedict because we want to support that work and that mission. And we believe that it's going to have a real impact, and we want to be a part of that.
For early on in our marriage, we had a lot of time before we had kids, but we didn't have as much money to be able to give. But it's really important to do both. And so, we get to do both of those things now. We give our time and we give, a portion of the money that we receive through our income. And so it really is nice to have that predictability. When I look at my budget, it's so much smaller than the church's. So I can only imagine how much easier it is for the church to budget if that money is predictable. And so we moved to automatic giving just because it's easy. I never have to think about it. I just put it in the budget, don't worry about it. But also because I know that it's easier for the church to budget and to kind of decide how they're going to spend their money. And it's having that predictable revenue stream just makes it easier. The question of, what would I say to somebody who was kind of either giving just a little bit or is just thinking about giving to the church? I know that in our lives, the challenge of really changing the way that we think about it and the blessings that we've been given just by simply making that intentional choice to give a little bit more. And I know that every single time we've increased the number, we really have felt the impact of how God blesses us and changes our hearts and converts our hearts to His a little bit more every time that we give.
I think too that every time I'm at Mass, I'm aware of the sacrifice that Jesus made for us, and we're in the Easter season right now. And so regular online giving that is predictable and something that we do on a regular basis is a way for us to feel like we're making a small sacrifice in return, that we're giving of ourselves in memory of Jesus giving His life for us and in response to the great gift that Jesus gave to us.